We are live.
Live at the Conference Committee at H.951 FY27 budget. Second meeting of today, the 19th of May. This morning, House Conference ran through several things they agreed with. They gave us some proposals, so we think we understood.
Okay.
They are. But maybe in the future, if we have, we'll print them out. So it's, because I don't think we have them, and I think we really want to hand that. Yeah. So what we're calling the treasurer block
Yeah,
is kind of your first block.
right.
We wanted to agree with that, except for the ethics commission. We'd like to hold that for a little bit. So the state labor relations board, the mediator, and then the 2, 3, 6, and then, but also 3 and 37. So I didn't know if you.
Right, they're all related. Well,
the defect position.
yeah. So tell me more about the ethics commission.
We had some language that we wanted to propose together with the position that we're going to do that. So we wanted some more time.
Okay,
And there's,
but is your intent to include the physician if you get the language you want?
there's discussions.
So then there's discussion on the whole thing.
Okay, so do you consider all the,
Yes,
not the one position of
right.
defect? But
That's right. The whole thing was the package, because it also, yes,
But you didn't have the defect in the package. Your ones that had that into the package.
VPIC is already, we both already agreed to VPIC. We were talking about
Okay.
the policy and research manager. So I was kind of viewing lines 2 through 7 and whatever else was related to the treasurer and the state retirement system, all as one package.
Okay, I guess, yeah, and then also line 30, so, which is just part of the.
Yes, anything that's part of the whole
36
treasurer.
36 and 37, that's the policy and research management,
Yes,
that's part of it.
right.
Okay,
Yeah, because they all go together. You either have them, you don't have them.
okay. And just so we'll have to talk more about that.
Okay.
And then why we were talking about the treasurer has the, which I think is in that bill now, 567 for the saves and the higher ed trust fund. So we were starting to talk about that, but then we wanted to make sure that we have obviously we're going to have a conversation with the higher ed trust fund, but then we'd rather have it sooner than later, that we didn't want to agree to everything and just have that like, I think only make things. We're just putting that out.
Okay.
Not a proposal other than that, we didn't.
Right.
Leave it as the last thing.
Okay. Speaking of 567, is that in your committee now? Where is
Yeah.
567? Are you going to pass it out? Are you going to take it up?
We took it up and we took testimony.
Are you going to vote on it?
Probably not in substance.
Okay, because there's a couple of things in there that also relate to the budget, which we could maybe put into the budget if we're not. So one of them is the amortization task force,
Right.
which I think really needs to happen.
Right.
And so the money's accounted for in the budget, but we should probably move that language over into the budget as well.
The only other thing, it's basically, we would concur with the House if we took out the study that finance added to the higher education endowment trust fund. That Senator Hardy had put in finance, because if we take that study out and put it into the budget and add it to the House, the study language you guys had,
Yeah.
then the Senate could just concur. So it could move quickly. You wouldn't have to
Okay.
have a further amendment.
So we take Senator Hardy's language. So we should see
Put it in
that,
the budget.
put it in the budget. But then you would just concur with us
Yeah.
on the other bill. So then we don't have to move everything over
Right.
to the
It could
budget.
be
Perfect.
Day long.
Okay.
Yeah.
So can we see Senator Hardy's language, and then if we agree with that, then we can do that.
Yeah, and I thought we'd ask, for example, just to combine the two studies. They're different, but
Yeah,
same.
but they have important purposes. So,
Okay.
yeah, no, that's fine.
There's a way to combine them.
Yes, I just want to read it again, and I think we all did before we completely agree. And I remember somebody sent it to me, so I should, but that was like days ago, so.
It asks, higher council to think about some things.
Yeah, I think it's expands in some way, we wanted,
What
so
we have.
we wanted them to come back with recommendations for allowable uses. et cetera, et cetera. I think there's a little bit more in.
It's like, should they have a student representative on the council? I think I'm thinking about expanding the council membership.
Right. So she's got a few more things that.
Okay, well, obviously I'd like to read it.
Yeah, so we'll get a copy of that and then, so then that would get us, that would be great if we could just concur in 5, 6, 7, because then we wouldn't have to bring stuff to the budget. Excellent.
That's it.
Okay.
But it's tied to full UPM.
Right.
That's why we're waiting. We wondered if we had an agreement on all the judiciary and crime victim services. There's lines 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 131.
Right. And so that was it. You agreed to the 100,000 going back to the Center for Crime
The
Victims.
only question we had is, where's the $100,000 coming from? We know we have some bills that might not pass and things like that, but we were wondering, should we identify
Specifically where the money would come from?
if you guys had an idea?
Well, I know there are some bills.
There's also Bridget's money or,
Had they already used all that money?
well, that's true. You did.
Yeah, right. Bills that aren't going to pass. Where do we get money?
Right. And there are some bills that are not going to pass. And so let's make the notes here.
We thought it might be better if we tracked it as like every time.
Right.
We add
Right.
$100,000.
Right. So we've done a couple of those that we know for sure. For example, the salt bill 218 was vetoed, and that was, how much money was that?
Like 300,000. There's 2 positions and 100,000 for.
350.
So 350. So we could use the 100,000. That was one time.
200,000 was one time.
Okay.
150 was for
The position. So we could use 100,000 of that for this. And then we'd already talked, or we haven't yet talked, but we talked about adding that, the position that you took out of flood safety and putting it back into flood safety. You took it for the salt bill and we just moved it back to the flood safety. So that would cover the 150 in base and 100 of the 200 in one time. We could use the other 100 for the crime victim services.
So it's 200 in base and 150 in one time.
Right.
That's what I.
So I may have mixed
So
it
you
up.
just spent the money twice
No,
because 150 is base. So you only have 150 if you're adding positions for full on top of it.
so it's one position for 150 of the base, using that base that went to the salt bill and putting it back in the flood safety bill.
And you're talking,
And this is one time.
okay. Right, because I thought you were talking about
Yeah,
ongoing money.
yeah, one time. One time for that 100.
There are problems that, and, crime victim services are ongoing problems.
Yes, they are, and this is how we've been funding it. It's not ideal, but
Yeah, but, I took it from what you were saying that it wanted 100 on.
yeah, well, yes. I would, but we don't have it, but we don't, so we'll do one time. Yeah.
We can talk about that in our position and not in here, right? Because it wasn't in the Senate position so long.
Well, we had it, it is in here because we had it in the House position.
Plus,
And you took it out.
It says they removed some,
Yeah,
you know, in mine.
39.
39.
yeah. Reduce positions, because you reduce it from 2 to 1 and you put it up to 38. So we'd like to take the one we put in line 38 and put it back in 59, the same exact amount of money.
Yeah. Okay.
So are you good with that or do you want to think about that?
We did talk about, we should talk about. it.
Okay. And is that the same with the crime victim services? Or are you?
No, we
okay
were
with that?
talking about that. We just wanted to know where the 100,000.
Okay, so we found you the 100,000.
Yeah, I mean, we knew it was there, which,
Okay.
let's say that we're gonna say we're gonna take it from the salt.
Yeah,
True, the one-time salt.
right. And
Just so we don't spend that money.
That's right. So that means that we could close out 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13.
Yeah. And I think let's see another related.
There is something in the rest.
Yes, there is. Is it a new one?
131. 130.
Yes. So that we would say, we keep it at 350.
Yeah, that's. Maybe it's right. We're not, we're creating it out, but we're not agreeing to it. We're adding on it. That's
There's not an additional 100,000 here, right?
Correct. So the transfer is 350.
right. Oh, right. There's hundreds of different things.
Right. So we just need to add, the easiest way is to keep the transfer at 350 and then add $100,000 to the house construct. And do a one-time appropriation of 100,000 to Center for Crime Victim Services for grants administration, and then $300,000.
You leave this at 250.
So what's this?
That will go up to 350
That'll go up to 350.
to match how much would go to the network.
Oh, okay.
One second.
So, okay,
So we checked some box.
we've checked some boxes. Do you have more boxes?
We want to hold on the South Hero thing.
Yeah.
Some more discussion. about
Yeah,
that.
I want to look at that.
We got some paperwork from
Okay.
the propaganda, some, the sales pitch from the member who would like to see it.
Okay. Did we agreed with 141? Mine was, I had it on here, but I think we already, we have that already.
Yes. Oh, the supervised visitation, yes, we did agree to that. I thought we did.
Yeah, we did.
Did we agree to this? You asked for more information, but I don't know if you agreed to the small business development of line 61, 62.
Yeah,
You're still talking about that?
we just need to confirm, so we are still talking about 61 and 62. Right.
And then on all the transportation stuff,
I have to talk to, the chair of House Transportation, and he's been on the floor. Are they still on the floor? Yeah, still on the floor.
okay,
Um,
that's fine. So
yeah, so go ahead. You have
we think that is kind of
What we
what we have
okay.
talked about. What we got to do.
So we have a couple more things we could
Please.
consider, which is a road, there's some.
Well, yeah, it's 36 and 37. Oh, no, because that whole.
That whole
groups,
thing.
that whole thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Remember.
There's like 18 of them that are all connected. It's crazy. Line row 111 is the emissions repair. We had taken more out, and you found out that they had contracts, and short of us making them cancel the contracts, we can't revert as much as we wanted to revert. So I think we're ready to accept the Senate position on that.
Okay.
And then that will end the pilot program. It's been
Okay.
going for a very long time, and I hope they'll have more than 2 people using
I know,
it, because that's all they had when we took
I know,
on.
yeah, I know.
Did that. 63, but that's a technical correction to the central garage rehabilitation appropriation.
No.
I think we're okay with that. Is that the one that was $3?
Yeah.
Yes.
60.
Okay, we've
I don't
spent
know.
more than $3 discussing it already, so let's.
Like maybe we should do $3 every year, like the Morgan horse.
No.
So I brought that up and Emily said no.
I know. So, they're not related, but similar, not quite similar money. So, on line 70, the, start a new adult day center, maybe you know something more than we do, but in our conversations with people, there is no location, there is no place. And I don't even know who the money would go to, and it feels that it's very premature to give money when there isn't even any kind of a plan or a location.
And we want to, well, the things.
Well, we can look into it. There is, someone here in Washington County has got training who had already received money in the past because we've had money in a fund to do that. There are people in Rutland that, are looking through the hospital to, open adult day. The woman here in Washington County is looking for a building and, as you know, during COVID, we lost 3 adult day sites. There are a number of people in Barry that are parting their elderly parents to Morrisville and driving to Waterbury to work and then back to Morrisville, back to Barry. And they can't open the site alone. So this came up and we put almost a placeholder to say to Dale, if this does move, we would want some money there. The plan is for the and I've had conversations with a woman here in Washington County that is moving that direction. Her plan is within the next year to open place in Livermore. And I think as all of us are aware, adult days are vital to the family.
Yeah. Oh, not about supporting adult days. We all support adult days.
I'm not saying I don't.
But this just feels premature to me.
It seems to me we need to have a more formal plan, either a location, a staffing, hours of operation, something that's formal that we can look at and agree to. And then maybe in the BAA, you put money to it.
What I would frankly say to you, if you don't put any money here, Dale is not going to take this seriously. And Dale has not been pushing to open any new adult days. And the question is, how would you make the department pay attention if you don't have some funds in this?
Did anybody take testimony in committees about this?
I can get people in for you to do.
No, I just wondered if any committees took testimony, but I don't think anybody on our side took any testimony about it.
Take any argument.
And you didn't take any here. So that's why I'm having a hard time. And it's nothing to do with the program because we know they're good. And then if there's 100,000, then what happens after that? And are we funding more? And what if it doesn't happen? I just feel like if they're gonna know more in 6 months, then I'd love to put something in the budget adjustment.
The last money we put in was, and I think it was 300,000. It was spent over the course of about 3 to 4 years.
Yeah.
And I know that you totally support the idea.
Yeah.
Part of the issue here is that Dale has not been good at taking this serious.
I do think that the information we've gotten on our side is from Dale. Which then might be consistent with what you're saying.
And the information that I've mostly got is from the advocates outside of it.
Yeah, okay. Well, we'll do a little more exploring to try to understand this.
We'll do that too.
I understand your concern. If the money's not there, then people perhaps will not pursue it. It's the same argument we hear on economic development though, too. If we don't have money sitting there waiting for someone to develop a project or do a brownfields project, if there isn't money sitting there in the pot, say you don't even consider it. You don't.
And I'm not sure that's always true. Having worked on economic.
I'm not sure about that, but I certainly will say to you, without any adult day in Rutland or in Washington County, big towns.
Yeah.
Helps.
I know. What they're working on in Rutland
And
County.
the question is, how do we encourage people?
Yeah.
This is not any business that anybody gets rich in.
None of our nonprofits, well, almost none of our nonprofits are that. Speaking of nonprofits that don't get rich, we would, it's lines 47 and 49. We would really like to restore the, legal aid helpline. They've gone in the course of 1 year, maybe, maybe 2 years, from 11,000 calls to over 22,000 calls. And they just can't, with the people that they've got, they can't function on that. And I think the amount in general fund, it's like around 56,000 for the legal aid helpline.
Yes. Almost 100,000.
It totals to 100, but the general fund is about $56,000. But we can match it with federal funds. To get it to 100,000.
I remember how we used that money, but like, yeah, part of our.
Cool.
I think we
Yes.
have a different construct that doesn't involve having to deal with this.
Okay. And the other question is how much of the increased need is related to the Medicare plans that are listed.
Oh, the Medicare Advantage?
I don't know what the latest
So is this
data is.
Yeah.
housing lines particular or all legal aid costs? So just anything.
I believe it's all legal aid.
Yeah. Oh, I suspect it was the healthcare advocate that was getting all questions about Medicare Advantage.
Yeah, as opposed to the legal aid helpline. We can get you some information on that.
Maybe we should costs. We heard that was a lot about housing.
Well, and I can imagine them getting more calls as SNAP benefits are changing and Medicaid benefits are changing. It's another place people can call for help.
Yeah.
And housing related things, HUD is not funding. I think this is why, a lot of stuff gets moved to legal aid. The Human Rights Commission can't do everything and the legal aid is the other part of it. So there's a whole lot that we're not getting out of federal funds and programs that we used to get. But we can get a little more information.
How much was that? What was that?
It
total?
was the total of general fund is 56,000.
That's correct.
56,000, but when you use the federal funds match, it gets to 100,000.
Do you have a proposal where we take?
Well, I was just gonna say that part of the problem is that I think that there are other pieces that we haven't even talked about that free up some money. That don't, that I think, doing this in this way might not make sense, line item by line item. And I'm just wondering if we want to come, you're Madam Chair, but I just.
No, it would be nice to have.
We could do a
Right,
proposal.
Right, we do have some freedom funds. I've got to talk to some people before we announce that we have some freedom funds.
Right, yeah,
Because there are bills that are.
yeah.
What did 740 actually pass?
Is there any money in it though?
Well, yeah, there was a substitute amendment to include $300,000.
So, which we haven't approved on our side.
It's a further. The house.
Which ours, we didn't put the money in the budget. We said it was contingent upon an appropriation, so we did not fund that bill.
Right, we had it in our.
Right, you funded it, so that's 300,000 to discuss.
Right.
For example.
Yeah, yes.
So yes, we need to do a little sources and uses of funds
Yeah,
for some of these
yeah,
things.
because, yeah, I agree. That it's
Yeah, which is why.
doing it one at a time. That's why we just wanted
Yeah.
to make sure we had the money connected to it.
Right.
Maybe there can be like blocks.
Right.
Sort of like it's.
Yeah. Maybe, I don't know if we dare close this one out.
You mentioned the health advocate's name.
The harm reduction, the 312 and 313 and on and on and on. We have now got information that says leave it where it is. So I don't know which number it's in. The proposal, this harm reduction is at 45,000.
Oh, right.
Keep it in 312. Keep it where it has been.
What line is that?
Well, it's two lines, line 29 and 31. So they seem to be doing opposite things, but at any rate, we're gonna keep the whole thing. We want the result to be to keep the whole thing in 312.
Permanent health is fine with that.
Yeah, we got confirmation from that today, so
So take it out of 330, move it back.
yeah, keep it wherever it's normally been in the past.
Right.
Yes. And then we'll be done with that. For today. That's okay. Are you guys okay with that?
Yeah, no,
Okay, so that would be lines 29 and 31. No money in the hall.
Farmers only drain them out, it doesn't get any small.
Huh?
When you just grade them out, the document.
We still have three things
I know.
to flip through.
It's kind of nice when you get down.
Right. So I think we're gonna bring you a proposal tomorrow around primary care, the whole healthcare thing. So that will cover a big group of things.
Okay.
And then I'll check in with the chair of House Transportation.
Because
Can't get back.
he's on Thursday.
I know. No. That's, we have complications all over the place. You have members that are leaving, we have members that are leaving. Anyway,
That's what happens when you join.
well, yeah. Did we talk about the language justice project? That's another, we have language that needs to come, but the money is available. The money doesn't need to be in here.
Right, I heard rumor that, yeah, we just wanted the detail.
It's probably a discussion.
Yeah.
I think, about that.
Yeah, we've had a lot of discussion
Yeah.
on our side with various committees, and we're very clear that the money is there.
What's the line?
That's 68. And so we need to add some language.
House Human Services and, Senator, Bill, they're working on this.
Good.
With the proposal. Because the bill as is, doesn't make clear if it's kind of like what you were talking about earlier about, without a number and an actual reversion, then it's up to, whoever, state actors to say, yes, we want this. And that has been wrong. So.
I've been following it. So,
Great.
yeah, Senator Stewart will.
Yeah.
Follow up for it.
Okay, I'm jumping ahead to see what else I can do that's not so much money right now. And if I look at lines 105 and 106, under transfers, I think the money, for the Northeast Kingdom, rather than transferring it to community resilience, to just have it go straight to AOT.
Right.
So where it's gonna come from is another question at the moment, but we can agree to removing that transfer and not having it go to the community resilience and disaster fund. The request, I think it was in the technical letter, to just have it go straight to AOT.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's all transportation infrastructure.
Right, so it makes sense to just send that there. Anyway, we're gonna remove that transfer. There may be a second step, but that's what we're gonna do right now. And then I have an okay next to the transfer to the IT internal service fund that we removed the transfer. Is that the CIT fund?
Yeah,
That was the million.
Okay, that's right. So I think we agreed to that, removing that. Which,
That's straight up some money.
105, yes. Which frees up a lot of money.
It does.
for you. We are seeing-
Yeah, we'll work on that.
Yeah.
A lot I'm holding for, we have committees of conference.
Right.
Case. Oh, on 138. on 130 of the Parent Health Center Network. The Senate proposed to add a intent language. Which isn't. I don't think it's necessary. I think we understand and we support the parent-child center network, but this doesn't feel like a budget thing. I'm channeling Jane here. Jane here should say this is not the budget.
But we thought it, I mean, it's not money.
No, but it's like unnecessary, extraneous stuff in the budget. Doesn't do anything.
Well, we thought it did, so in the future, but that there'd be part of the, there's no across the board increases like the, let's say. DA doesn't.
DAs.
Yes, that they would be included in that.
Well, it is, what becomes difficult is all the VAs that
Right.
and for the parent-child centers, look at themselves as like the DAs and they get left out. So the question is, why do they get left out?
Right.
And that puts pressure on all of us and it creates a different.
Right. But we can choose to do that or not do that. We don't need to have intent language. I mean, this is like.
It helps.
I'm just wondering what your conversation was, when you put that in.
It was basically that they were not getting the increase or have this and that they weren't, they came for a separate request that we didn't have funding for. So it seemed to us that they should be part of the
Yeah.
cross board.
Well, I wonder if there's some way to just call it all a bigger umbrella,
Right.
as opposed to calling out one organization, one group of organizations who are really important.
Right.
And then what other one are we missing? If we start naming them, is there sort of an umbrella name we can call all of these together? Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I know
We
exactly.
could come
And
up
that
with that.
totally is. This is what ended up here.
Yeah,
But the idea of them being left out like a stepchild is not.
right. And who else are we leaving out? I mean, so is
You're
there,
right. I think a definition of
right,
who's eligible for those kind of.
Right.
Not automatic, but those kinds of.
As a group.
One across the board.
right. So maybe we can,
social services.
yeah, maybe too broad, but maybe we can think of a name. We can
They're
do some
created in statute, right? I mean, that's one of their distinctions.
Right. So,
Yeah, sorry.
yeah, and we have good minds in the room and around the table, and maybe we can come up with something that would be
Yeah, we'd be open. to that.
okay. Okay. I don't think we talked about supervisors. Yeah, check that out. A lot of these are going to be from other committees, conference.
The 143.
No, we want to, no, I want a report and we're getting some language. So we understand the changing the titles and we also understand maybe not separating the nursing homes and the home community-based services with separate appropriations. But we want a report to understand how the money flows. And then maybe next year we could make some changes, but understanding it better first seems like the better first step. So we need to talk to Chair Wood and get some language around that. Is everybody good on this? This is payment line 142, the line above it, the engagement process and report. Is everybody good with that language? Or we're not there yet? Let's just confirm.
I understood that we were okay with that, that this was an agreement agreed upon by Dale and the TAs and SSAs.
Can we just get absolute final confirmation before we do it? I guess that's right, because I feel like there were a lot of emails going around and I just need one more check back on that. Okay. That would be- Our transportation, I'm not sure that we've got anything else at this point. You're gonna work on some language around the ethics commission. So but we did the judiciary stuff, so that was good. Some technical corrections. I don't think and a lot of these are gonna be in groups. And we heard what you said about you prefer not to wait till the end of the higher ed.
We did number 27, didn't we? Or just,
Yes, we did 27 and the 29 is the other part of it. Oh, no, not 29. What is it? 24 and 27 are the two restrictions.
We just check off.
We checked separately, we checked out 29 and 31. So we, yeah, I think we'll be able to bring you some proposals for some chunks of things tomorrow, and then that would be, then we can get to, just look at. But we've done a fair amount. Remember the first day last week, we did 42 items.
Okay, so we're gonna meet tomorrow at 1:15 and 3:30,
Right.
and then on Thursday at 9:15.
And 1:15. Yep, okay. I'm feeling my clock buzz, so I'm guessing I get invitations from Elle on that. So. And then we should probably also assume Friday morning too at 9 o'clock or 9:15, whatever.
Then we do on Friday, we see 9:15 and 1:15.
Let's keep doing them too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe we won't need one or both.
Yeah, that was great. Okay, so, well, that